Morning, morning, morning. Today is Monday. Let me take these glasses off. Today is Monday, January 20. No, today is Sunday, January 25th. And I'm moving forward a little bit too fast. I am sitting in the parking garage at the World Market Center, and I'm excited to be working with a new situation and a new client, and this is a new event for me. I have never worked the World Market events before. I think it's all about home design, and of course I love home design, so I'm excited about going in, and I just wanted to come on to say, make it a great day, make it a great life, make it a great everything. Life is what you make it. And, there was one point in time where I binge watched somebody's TikTok, and it was like clockwork, continuously and consistently every day. They would get on TikTok with a positive message. And I thought, wow, what a wonderful way to start the day. And it just really gave me the idea that I think I like this person, because if they can continuously get on with that level of positivity, shit happens in life, and you can't always necessarily be positive, but I don't know, life is also what you make it. So anyways, we'll see how the day goes, and we'll see how much vlogging, if any, that I get done while I'm working this event during my breaks and stuff like that. And if not, it's all good too. Anyway, have a good one. Make it a good one. Don't just have a good one, make it a good one. I made it to registration. Time to get my badge. Housewares. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Today is Monday, January 26th, and I'm just getting up. Haven't even gotten ready yet or anything, but just wanted to come on to say that yesterday was a good day. Got trained on the system we're working on, and made some sales, even though sales is really less of a goal as it is just welcoming the customers in. Kind of a slow traffic type of day, so not too taxing, and looking forward to today. And yeah, that's it. Make it a great day, make it a great life, make it a great evening, make it a great everything. Morning, morning, morning. Today is Monday, January 26th, 2026. And I am sitting in the parking garage. I made it to World Market. It is currently about 7:35, and I don't have to be at the store that I'm working in until 8:30. So I'm just chilling in the car and relaxing. I had a great commute to World Market today. Only took me about 20 to 25 minutes. 25 minutes, really. And there's a couple things that I had on my list that I wanted to vlog about. So since I'm just sitting here chilling, I will pause and look at my list and go over those things. But the first one that I want to go over is that I am really happy and proud of myself. I know that, you know, it may not seem like a big deal to anybody, the amount of walking that I'm doing, like compared to like people who are like going out and doing miles and miles and hiking and doing all the things. It's like, you guys don't understand, or maybe don't understand or appreciate, or what I appreciate is that in 2024, well, from 2020, let's say, all the way to 2024, I was working remote. So ever since COVID, and I just really became very, very sedentary, arthritic, and would like sit at my desk and work and smoke cigarettes and have shortness of breath and all the things. And it's just really, really wonderful for me to be back in events and an environment where I can actually walk and not be completely out of breath, or that I can do the things I need to do at events, and that I have a level of stamina and fitness to do this stuff, and then to be able to go to the gym or go to Pretty Girls Walk or do the different things. You know, I celebrate myself for that, and celebrate the achievements that, I guess the point is that I'm in competition with no one but myself for improvement. And so I'm happy about that. All right, let me check my list to see what else I wanted to say. Okay, the other thing I wanted to say is that in my vlog this weekend, I think I said that last week when I was working, the event I was working, that I had to walk a mile from my car to the post that I was working. Really, what I meant was that, but at the end of the day, I had walked a mile throughout the day. So like I had a mile's worth of steps and distance on my watch. So I don't want to make it seem like I had to park somewhere and then walk a mile, and then at the end of the day walk a mile from my post to my car, because it wasn't like that. So the other thing I wanted to say is that my morning routine, my morning playlist, which changes all the time. Like I'm constantly rotating what I'm playing, but I will try to remember to put a screenshot in here of what I'm currently playing. Just, you know, music is really powerful, and you know, I definitely use music and sound to program my mind and to reprogram my mind. And so, you know, this morning I started off with some, you know, everything's working out for me type of affirmations, and then let me think about, I'll try to remember to put the screenshot of the songs, but then some Janae Aiko, and then some of her mantras, and then Lovely Day, instrumental, Bill Withers, and then instrumental, Nappy Roots, Good Day. Like it sets the tone for a great day, you know. And Golden, and all of these I use the instrumental version so that I can continue to journal and write in my journal and not have the words distracting me in terms of what I'm trying to say. But I also noticed that throughout the day, I can hear that soundtrack playing in my mind. Gonna have a good day. Oh my, I can't even remember the words, but you know, just being able to have that set the tone for the day is beautiful. And then I added this morning Happy, instrumental by Mary J. Blige, and No More Pain, No More Drama, which I'll probably take that off pretty soon because I don't want to be reminded of the pain that I'm trying to move away from. But for now, that song is going through my mind as well, the instrumental version. Golden instrumental version by Jill Scott, you know. And sometimes I get a little bit more ratchet with it, like living my best life, ain't going back and forth with you niggas, you know, kind of a thing. Like, it just depends on the vibe that I'm trying to go for. And then I have some other playlists, or other things in the playlist of things that I can listen to and play while I'm getting ready, showering, getting dressed, and all the things. And so just really sets the tone for the day and sets the mindset for the day. I mean, I used to be really, really pessimistic and negative. And through therapy, through journaling, through my spiritual practices, meditation, the 10 million books I've read, I have really, really changed. And I would say that I used to really run away from myself in terms of never wanting to be around quietness and peace, because I was afraid of my own thoughts and the beration. I don't even know if beration is a word, but berating types of thoughts, the negative inner critic, the unforgiveness of myself, the lack of grace, and all the things. I used to have constant noise around me. I couldn't even like go to sleep without having the TV playing all night. And like I said, through therapy, meditation, a lot of great books, a lot of journaling, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of inner work, I feel like I really found true happiness, like in the simplest way of being happy, of like living my life, doing what I want to do, doing what I love to do. It also helps to see that my mom is doing well and she's happy, and so I don't have to now carry any kind of burden of worrying about her and her happiness. And then also to letting go of the feeling of responsibility for other people's happiness. That one is a little bit more difficult, because when I see people that I love that may be in pain or suffering, that can be harder to actually let go of carrying the burden of that. And but at the same time, I am happy to see that a lot of my family is doing well, and that they're happy in their version of happiness. I mean, sometimes I do wonder, are y'all really happy? But you know, not my side of the street. Not, as Terry Cole would say. She's the author of Overfunctioning, the Too Much. It's called Too Much, the high functioning codependent behavior type of vibe that she wrote a book about. But anyway, as she would say, not my side of the street. So learning that I do not have to be suffering just because other people are suffering. Like, my suffering is not going to make anybody else's suffering any better. Maybe it'll give them a chance to make themselves feel better if they see that I'm doing bad, but really ultimately on a higher plane or spiritual level, it's not helping them for me to be sad or be suffering or feel bad for them and all the things, and sacrifice myself in order to make them feel better. And so, yeah, I'm living my best life, doing what I enjoy doing. It's beautiful to be in events, and events pay a lot better than they used to pay. And so I'm loving that. I love that, like back in the 2010s when I was doing events before corporate events, you know, I didn't live where I live now. And so it's like now I have a house and just come home to my house, and it's really very close to all these different locations. So it's just wonderful. My body is still working on getting used to the amount of physical activity that I'm doing compared to when I was working remote, but I feel like every day I'm getting stronger and stronger. So let me see if I have anything else on my list that I wanted to talk about, because right now it is 7:46 and I still got to put my shoes on, because in the car I'll be wearing my slides to keep my feet feeling nice and free before I lace them up into my Hokas. And then pretty soon I'll go inside and meet my coworker Betty. And shout out to Betty, who yesterday, she's been baking all weekend because the client that we're working for actually hired her not only to come and work in their store inside of World Market, but to also, and to basically work with the buyers coming in who are buying wholesale. Really, cute stuff, at really great prices if you can afford to buy in bulk and wholesale. And, you just place an order and they ship it to you. But, I mean, even in my case, like, there's stuff in there that's like $2 per item, $3 per item, because they're changing their business model. And so they're no longer going to be wholesaling to, like mom and pop type shops and stuff like that. They're going for the bigger Hobby Lobbies, Michaels, those kinds of players that get shipping containers shipped instead of just like, one-off shipments and stuff like that. So anyways, they have cute stuff in there that even if I wanted to, I probably could be like, oh, I want to buy that. But why would I need like 24 of them, even if it's only $1? It's like, and I'm sure that I could buy it maybe and sell it on like Facebook Marketplace or something like that, because they're accepting anybody who comes in as a customer. But it's like great plans and great ideas, and Nicole, you're not going to do it. Like, here's an example. They have these really nice hats in there. They're like cowboy hats, and they have a closeout sale, 27 hats plus the hat rack for $100. I mean, you could probably sell those hats for like $200 or $300 each, but at the end of the day, I know I wouldn't do it. So anyway, let me check my list. So the other reason I would say that I have so much more happiness than I've had in the past when I was younger is that I do much more living for myself and doing what makes me happy, what lights me up, and not living for other people pleasing and all the things. And not just people pleasing, but just caring too much about what other people think. I mean, I'm still a work in progress on that, and I still definitely care about what other people think. But what I would say in terms of my joy and happiness is being much better with boundaries, much better with my no, much better with my true feelings, much better with even vlogging is helping me tremendously, and just really being in touch and being true to how I truly feel and expressing myself creatively, expressing my truth, expressing my voice and all the things. And then on top of that, not living for what I think other people want, but paying much more close attention to what I want and what's true for me and what's good for me. And so I think that that's another reason why my joy and happiness has increased so much, is that, and then also too, like getting rid of chaos. Like stuff, when I see a chaotic environment or people that are gonna cause chaos in my life, I'm like, nope, I'm out. Like I know what peace feels like now, and I am not gonna be jumping into your chaos and bullshit. So anyways, speaking of chaos and bullshit, it is kind of throwing me off that all these cars are driving in the parking lot, and it is a little bit disturbing to my peace. And so I'm going to go ahead and go up to the 8th floor where we're working, and it's very peaceful there. I don't know if it was because the storms or whatever, but it wasn't a lot of foot traffic yesterday. It wasn't like CES at all. So it's just imagine a mall that's quiet. That's a mall full of home stores. And, you know, I love home stuff. So very nice and peaceful, very relaxing. And like I said, I think I didn't even complete my thought, but shout out to Betty who cooked all this amazing food this weekend, and the client is paying her to cater lunch for us. And so yesterday I had a delicious meatball sandwich. Today she's bringing in something else, and tomorrow something else. And she made this bomb banana loaf. And so very nice lady. I have to give her flowers because she is the one that hooked me up with this opportunity to work here at World Market. And apparently it's a very difficult thing to get. And yesterday she had made a statement and said something like, you know, life is hard, things aren't easy. And I was like, girl, you just hooked me up with this job. That was easy in and of itself. So, you know, I don't know. I believe in ease and grace. And so hopefully that can continue. All right. The parking lot noise is getting on my nerves now. So I'm out. And I did everything on my list. I talked about everything on my list. Okay, before I go inside, I haven't put my shoes on yet. But before I go inside, the other thing I want to say is that I'm loving, even though I don't have hardly any views at all on my YouTube channel, I'm loving doing the vlogging and not doing it on my TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, where there's a lot more people that, not a lot, but more people that are watching my posts and stuff like that. And I feel much more liberated and free, ironically, because I don't have that many views. It's like, well, I can really just speak freely and be myself. I'm not saying that I disclose everything, but I feel much more comfortable with having my longer form vlogs on YouTube because I don't have to this is Betty texting me telling me she's giving me my sandwich when I get upstairs. I don't have to censor myself worrying about people that I know on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And so I'm enjoying the process of putting my longer form vlogs on YouTube. You know, one day maybe people will find it and I'll have a lot more views and a lot more people watching. And I do appreciate the little bit of views that I do have. But I feel much more liberated. Okay, now my pool guy's texting me. I gotta go. Okay, got my shoes on, and like I said, I want to get out of this garage. Not only that, like every car that drives by, it shakes the floor of the garage. So it's not very peaceful environment for me sitting here in the garage. But the other thing that came to my mind as I was putting my shoes on is that if you could imagine going into a Barnes and Noble type of bookstore and how peaceful and quiet it is in there, that's how peaceful it is upstairs. And so some people might think, oh, what a boring type of environment. And in the past, because my mind wasn't quiet and because I needed constant noise to avoid my inner thoughts and my inner critic and all the things that were making me feel horrible inside my head, but now I love peace and quiet because I love the thoughts that, I mean, sometimes it's like, girl, give it a rest, like with the rumination or anxiety about something or whatever. But generally speaking, you know, I really like myself and I really like what goes on in my head. So I don't mind the peace and quiet. Sometimes it can be boring, but yeah, compared to the chaos I used to live in and how just nerve-wracking it was and how disturbing to my peace it was, I love the peace and quiet. So now I'm gonna Betty's gonna talk my ear off, but you know, she's a pleasant 84-year-old woman that I'm working with, and the client is really nice. Everybody's really nice, and we may have more customers today, so just getting ready for that. I should say more customers, more buyers today. And like I said, it's kind of neat because, you know, a lot of these buyers are people who own stores and they're buying stuff for their stores. So they're looking going, oh, what do you think about this? Oh, this is cute. And to just see different people's tastes. Like yesterday, this lady was buying a whole bunch of stuff that I was like, I don't know about that. But I could understand her vibe. So anyway, but there were other things that was like, wow, that's really cute. And that's gonna sell well in your store. You know, some stuff is like Pottery Barn-ish, and some stuff is like, you know, home goods. Home goods, is that what I'm thinking? TJ Maxx's, you know, like it's you could dress it up or dress it down. You know, you could junk it up like a Home Goods, which, you know, I know you can get really good deals at Home Goods, but man, that store to me is chaotic. I like to go where I don't have to like pick through things, but the way that this store is set up, it's set up really nice and all the displays are really nice. And so it's better than the show that I did last week for sure. All right, I gotta go now. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. And I have one more day after today at World Market. And I'm not going to be here long for this one because I don't like sitting in the garage and the floor of the garage kind of shaking as the cars drive by. Plus, it's not a very peaceful environment for me. It's interesting, yesterday, my coworker, Betty, the client took her down to another floor, and she said it was chaos down there, like people standing in line for a free baked potato and DJ and just massive crowds and everything. And our floor, by comparison, is so quiet and peaceful. So at one point I was kind of like, oh, you know, I a little bit of FOMO of like, oh, I should go downstairs and film so you guys could see what the environment was like. But I decided, number one, I needed to protect my feet. Although yesterday my body felt phenomenal. I was on my feet for most of the morning and I was in great shape because it wasn't like just standing in one place. We were walking around the store helping the buyers pick out what they wanted to buy for their stores. And so I was good, but I still don't want to take a chance and be like, you know, doing anything voluntary on my feet, just because, you know, I want to make sure that I'm good for standing and walking around when the buyers come in. So anyway, the other thing I would say is I know that some of the stuff, the stores that I filmed on my floor are a little bit more tchotchke looking than, say, like a Williams-Sonoma or a Pottery Barn. Although I don't even know if Williams-Sonoma is still in existence. But anyway, because I don't shop at any of those kind of places. Like back in the day when I used to make a lot more money, I would shop at places like Pottery Barn, Williams-Sonoma. But it's like, why am I, you know, I don't know. To me, that's just kind of like fueling capitalism for people that don't care about people in my community, if you know what I mean. So anyways, I do not shop that way anymore. Only time I might pay more for quality is if it's just like, oh, you know, I can't find it on Amazon or find a cheaper version or find something that fits. But that's really a lifestyle choice because I don't want to do the thing that made me the money that I made. In fact, I had a dream last night that I was back in my old CFO job. And that dream just really made me mad because the person I was working with refused to do something, not that I was working with, that worked for me, refused in my dream to do something that I asked her to do. And then I went to my boss, who was the CEO, and he didn't back me up, and I was pissed. And so it reminded me how back in the day when I was doing the job that I wasn't passionate about, and that I didn't enjoy, there were aspects of it that I did enjoy because there were things that I did enjoy because I made it into something that I could enjoy. But, you know, there were a lot of things that I had to do that I was filled with dread, like writing position papers about FASB rules and stuff like that. It's like, oh, God, how boring. But anyway, this morning it reminded me of how much, you know, I wake up in the morning now and I'm not filled with dread about going into work, working these events and stuff. It's kind of like, what's the day gonna bring? And you're going into an environment where people are entertained, and yeah, I don't have any dread about coming into work this morning. Of course, I would love to have the luxury of just, you know, being completely on my own free time and all that. But for years now, I haven't had that dread that I had when I was in my accounting and finance career. It's more excitement of like, what's the day gonna bring? So anyways, the stores in here, World Market, I don't know how, I think there's 3 buildings, and I don't know if all 3 buildings have floors of stores. But if you could imagine going into a shopping mall and there's a Pottery Barn or a Pier 1 Imports, which I know doesn't exist anymore, or it's not, the stores aren't as big as like Cost Plus, I think, is the store, and they're not as big as Home Goods, but these are really big stores in the World Market, and it's 15 floors in one building of stores, and it's just phenomenal. So like the floor I'm on, some of the stuff is a little bit more tchotchke looking, but you go to like I was going down the elevator and the door was opening on every floor at the end of the day, and you could see, like, you know, some really nice high-end stuff as well. So it's really cool, and like I said, much better industry for me than the show that I was doing last week. Anyway, I'm gonna go now because I also need to find my watch. And congratulations to me, I looked at my watch at the end of the day yesterday, and I had done almost 4,100 steps. It was like over 4,000, and did almost 2 miles. So that's a milestone for me, and I love it. So I want to find my watch to see what I do today. But yesterday was a great day, and I look forward to today being a great day. We had another person join the team yesterday, and it was lovely. So I still haven't hooked up my lavalier mic with the extender yet to try it. Otherwise I would do it right now. But I'm sitting in this really nice, quiet hallway. It's about, what time is it? Come on, watch. Anyway, I think it's about 8:15, and I'm right around the corner from the store. And actually, the first couple of days, I would go and sit with Betty. And so we started the morning off talking, and I have no problem with Betty. She's entertaining and her stories and everything, but it's kind of nice to start my morning off this morning just going through my phone and my to-do list, and it's nice and quiet in this hallway with no foot traffic and no talking, because we're going to be talking all day. So I am having a ball just sitting here in this peace and quiet, surrounded by beauty. Like I was saying that this was home stuff, but there's a lot of different stuff in here, and I'm only on 1 floor, and there's 15 floors in this building, and then there's 3 buildings, and it's like some of these stores are humongous, and just incredible, all the types of stuff. Like, if you could imagine, I don't know, I don't even know. But this is so cool. I love this kind of stuff. Although, like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily fuel capitalism for people who don't support my people. But I love it way better than the gun show. Anyways, what time is it? Let me see. All right, so my shift starts in about 12 minutes. The store's gonna open, and hopefully today is another great day. My body did cooperate with me, and I'm feeling good. My Hoka shoes are working out. I got my water bottle, keeping my water cold, and yeah. Oh, there's something I want to buy. So even though I said I don't fuel capitalism, there is one cheap thing I want to get. So let me go do that real quick, so I have it by maybe this weekend. So here I am, just chilling. Store's open, but nobody's walking around. And Betty has made food for the day, which is awesome. Shout out to her. But what I would say is that I told you yesterday about my morning playlist that I'm currently listening to. Oh, here comes Betty. So I think I was in the middle of saying something earlier, and then my teammate Betty was coming over, and so I shut my phone down. And what I think I was talking about is that I have a morning playlist that I've been playing. And I've been playing Lovely Day a lot, the Bill Withers song, for like the last probably year, maybe 6 months. And it's not a song that I haven't played before, but I've been playing in heavy rotation. And so what I wanted to say earlier is, while we were sitting there, and by the way, today was a very, very quiet day, a slow day, until the very end. And then all of a sudden we got busy with a whole bunch of buyers. And the other thing I want to point out is that I looked in the book and on the mobile app, and there's 3 buildings. In one building, there's 15 floors of showrooms. That's what they call them, showrooms. And a lot of them are furniture and bedding. And then the floor that I'm on, where you see all the kind of gift shop items, I'm on the gift shop floor, or it's like home and gifts. And then there's an expo floor that has cash and carry. Anyway, I'll probably, or maybe, I don't know if I will or not, but I did bring a book home, and so maybe I'll just kind of flip through the book and tell y'all a little bit more about the event before I wrap this vlog up. Tomorrow's my last day. But yes, I wanted to come on to say, number one, that they call them showrooms, not stores, even though they look like stores. So anyways, the point is when I was in our showroom, it seemed like Lovely Day was on heavy rotation, and I felt loved by the universe, reminding me to have a lovely day. And I did have a lovely day because I didn't have any sales all day, and we're not getting paid commission or anything. So, he just wants us to greet the customers and let them know if they have any questions that they can reach out to us. But by the end of the day, I think I still ended up with the most sales because I had a customer come back from yesterday that we had greeted, and I helped her with their order, and she made a decent size order. So anyways, I am getting ready to relax and make it I'm going to make it a great evening. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Wednesday, January 28th. And it is really time for me to get my hair done, which is happening next week. So anyway, somebody posted something about being kinder to yourself. And so, rather than me criticizing myself about my hair, it's like, girl, you couldn't get an appointment earlier, and I could take my hair down and try to gel it down a little bit more and all the things, but it's really the gray, and the gray I would like to get taken care of. So, you know, this headband has been working for me for a while now, so that's good. I'm just trying to see, is the seam on the right side? Okay, that's just my braid. Anyway, again, this is a journaling process for me. I would love to have more views, but it is what it is. And, you know, maybe one day it'll just be, you know, millions of people looking. But right now, a couple views on each video, and it is what it is. I'm still enjoying the vlogging process and having a digital archive now of my thoughts, feelings, and opinions. I don't say everything in my vlogs, but this is a lot more transparent than I would otherwise be, just dealing with people on a day-to-day basis. And so anyways, right now it is 7:32, and I don't have to be at my showroom until 8:30. And I definitely do not want to, like, I know my teammate is here because she texted me this morning, but I do not want to start socializing any earlier than I have to. And plus, she's probably walking around talking to other people as well, because she loves to talk. And she's entertaining. But I am definitely over it in terms of like talking. So, you know, plus on top of that, if any customers or buyers come to the showroom, we have to talk to them too. So I'm saving myself for the actual work and not just entertaining my teammates. So anyways, I was gonna look in the book, but I think it's too dark where I'm sitting to actually look in the book and tell you what's happening here at World Market. But I think maybe what I could do is go to the mobile app and take a couple screenshots. You know, it would be ideal if I was the type of person that's like, ooh, let me walk around and show you every floor. But I'm not doing that shit, because I need to preserve my energy and my feet for the event. And, you know, the showroom could be busy today. And if the showroom is busy, then I need to preserve my feet for standing on my feet and telling the buyers the information about each product. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go now because I'm not sure that I have anything really special or profound to say. Yeah. Okay, I know the other thing that I wanted to say, and that is that one of my teammates is not tech savvy, and so has been asking me a lot of questions, repeated questions over and over again about how to do stuff with this phone that she got. And it's getting a little old. That's number one. But number two, based on the different stories that she's telling about her life, she's not a person that I would say seems very wise in some of her abilities to handle things as it relates to certain things about her life. But at the same time, she's the type of person that will maybe ask you a question and then quickly jump in and be trying to give you advice about what you should do and how you should do certain things. And I realize that that's extremely annoying. It's like, bitch, I mean, not bitch. She's not a bitch. She's a nice lady. But at the same time, it's like, girl, you don't even know me. Like, you just met me yesterday. Literally, she met me on Monday. By a few hours or a few minutes into working together, you're trying to give me advice about my life. And I find that to be extremely annoying. And so with that being said, and the Terry Cole book about being too much and her talk about auto advice giving, it's really occurring to me how annoying it is when people do that to you. And so I definitely want to continue because I know I've done it. I know I've done it. And I definitely want to continue to make sure that I'm conscious of that behavior of auto advice giving and not do it. And there's been plenty of times where I've said, oh, you should, oh, you should, oh, you should. And it's like, girl, nobody asked you for your advice, suggestions, or anything. So why don't you just shut the fuck up? And then on top of that, the way that you're navigating your life, you also do not seem like somebody I should be listening to, even if you are auto advice giving, because you don't seem like a very wise person, not wiser than me anyway, and especially not wiser about my own life. So I definitely am much more conscious of the auto advice giving and want to continue because, like I said, I know that I've definitely done it. And I do not want people to feel the way that I have felt with this lady jumping in, trying to tell me shit. And it's like, bitch, again, she's not a bitch, but you don't know me. So shut the fuck up. Anyway, moving on. All right, truth be told, today is still Wednesday, January 28th, and it is now 7:56 a.m., so I'm getting ready to go inside, and I am definitely ready for this day to be over. I'm ready, and that's what I love about doing events and project management work is that there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I am happy that today is my last day and that this is the end. Sitting here in the World Market, found a nice little chair. It's only 8:04. I've already come inside, and what I'm loving about where I'm sitting is I'm right across from a store that has all kind of Christmas stuff, and it's so beautiful. I mean, the video is not going to do it justice, but man, I know I'm the type of person that I would really have to be in the Christmas mood and in the Christmas spirit and wanting to decorate. And then on top of that, it would be like, am I going to really spend this kind of money for something that's once a year? But it certainly is beautiful to look at. I mean, absolutely stunning. Good morning. Today is Friday. It's Friday. It's just about 10 o'clock. And today I'm going for my mammogram. And I'm supposed to be also having dinner with I will say a friend, or it's a budding type of friendship. And so I'm looking forward to having dinner with her this evening. And what I will also say is right now I had a situation with someone, and I feel like this particular someone, that I spent a lot of time with and everything, they just rarely, if ever, would express appreciation for me and the things that I would do. And so most recently, I did something that it's like, bitch, say thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm irritated by that. I'm not just irritated, but hurt for all the times that there's been stuff that I have overextended myself and done, and the bitch never fucking says thank you, and that pisses me off. And, she's a nice person in a way, and but can be mean nasty, nice nasty, I would say. And so bitch I use kind of colloquially, but it's annoying, and it really hurts me and hurts my feelings that this person is so fucking ungrateful and doesn't express appreciation. And there's a lot of stuff that we've done for each other, and that I've done for this person, and they're always, not always, but often critical, and then just do not say thank you. I mean, sometimes it's like just a common courtesy thank you. And so, we're not friends anymore. And so this is just another indication of how we're just not compatible. But I just wanted to express my irritation for something that I did that needed to be done, because it had implications for me and my well, I won't go into details, but basically it could have negative implications on me. So I went ahead and did it. And it's like I said, just fucking say thank you. Like, learn how to appreciate people, lady. So let's be clear that as thick as thieves as we were, I do not like, I'm the only communication, and I'm not saying that I don't want to necessarily communicate with this person, but the only communication that we currently have is transactional in terms of closing up some things that we were doing together, which I'm okay with, and hopefully we get to a place where we can be friendly and without having to like be engulfed and enmeshed in doing everything together, but that we could be friendly and cordial. But I just feel like, and I don't want to make it seem like this person never said thank you, because they did say thank you often. Not often, that's an overstatement. They did say thank you occasionally. But I am of the view of what you appreciate expands. And so I probably say thank you a lot more than maybe normal people. And that's what I hope for in return as well. And so it's just so many times that I feel like I have done stuff and overextended myself and didn't receive the appreciation that I had hoped for. And therefore, and a host of a whole other bunch of things as well. So don't even get me started on that. But I don't really mess with this person that much anymore. It's just that we have some stuff that we need to close up and tidy up, because we were entangled in a lot of things together. And I feel like you could have at least given the courtesy to say thank you that I did what I did, and I didn't have to do it, even though I wouldn't have done it other than it had implications on me if I hadn't done it. So I think that's it now. All right. That was my little mini rant about something. But this is all going to go into my World Market event recap or vlog. I had a great time, and I would say that my teammate, who was so quick to give advice on the last day I was working with her, she caught herself as she was trying to give advice and stopped herself. And so I thought, well, hallelujah. But anyway, I had a great time at World Market. I learned some things, and I will try to remember also to put in some screenshots of what's on all the floors in the World Market Center. I mean, just incredible. And this was so much better for me than the other industry that I worked in last week. And so I had a great time. Shout out to Betty, who hooked me up with the gig. Shout out to the client, paid us at the end of the day, and all went well. So let me add that they used to call the World Market, and it actually, on the outside of the building, I think it still says World Market, but in the buyer's guide, they call it Las Vegas Market. And I think it's a little bit confusing because, you know, they used to have that store called Cost Plus that's now called World Market. But where I was at has nothing to do, I don't think, with that World Market. Even though it was kind of like if you would imagine going to a Pottery Barn, a Williams-Sonoma. I don't even know if these stores exist anymore because I haven't shopped at them for so long, but a Pier 1 Imports, a Bed Bath & Beyond, a Home Goods, like just, and then, you know, all the furniture stores you could imagine, and then gift shop type items. I mean, just a huge thing that I'm obviously not going to. I didn't walk around the whole event, so I didn't take pictures and videos of everything, but you can go to their website, which is called, I think, Las Vegas Market, and look at the buyer's guide. There's a lot of information in there. Anyway, ta-ta. Housewares.